So welcome to the Do It With Us session for the 9th of March. I always like to put the timestamp on the beginning so my VAs know which one's which.
Makes it easy.
Yes. So I've had a on the fly couple of days with
So you've been telling your parents while you've been trying to put everything together.
Laura did the famous,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's all coming through now. I need it done yesterday.
I
So
know.
it all happened. And I was just lucky that Mum had the kids and she was, running them around and doing lots of entertaining things for them. So I got to just build the funnel. So anyway, you had a problem with yours. You said that
One of the webhooks is going to the Reach for the Stars Telegram, not the Masterclass Telegram.
Okay, I might take that offline, I think, because
I haven't had any come through there because I've had so many problems between GoDaddy, Cloudflare, and Lotta, just trying to make that all work for my domains. Every time it's a nightmare, but I eventually get there.
And so have you got it all to connect? Hey,
I've got it there now. This morning, it's all working. So okay. Yes. But one thing I just did want to let you know, in the training, where it shows you how to do that, you've actually got the same video twice. You know how there's the first step and then the second step? The second step's not there. It's the first video twice.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know, but I figured it out anyway.
But
the issue I have is going through Cloudflare. Every time I try and connect GoDaddy through Cloudflare, it doesn't put the right details. So I had to do lots of Googling and find out and Cloudflare doesn't help you. It doesn't tell you what you should do. But I did some Googling and found some details, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I just went into the DNS settings and changed a few things, and it works now. So.
Oh, okay. Also, it should be as simple as you changing 2 DNS settings.
Yeah, I don't know if it's GoDaddy being the pain or if it's Cloudflare, but it's something to between the communication between the two of them. But anyway.
It does. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 hours for GoDaddy's and name servers to update.
Yeah.
Off you go. Thank you. I don't have Dad here tonight to keep them wrangled, and they're a little hyper from the flight. The NS servers sometimes update. GoDaddy is one. It's just a bit finicky. I don't know whether they've got higher security on their domains. We've just only kind of in the last couple of months, you can actually buy your domains directly from our Lotta now, and then it skips the whole having to use anything.
Okay.
So that's handy, but you can only get .coms, not .com.au. So not so great for
the other thing I discovered through this process is now you don't have to go through Cloudflare anymore. You can go direct from GoDaddy.
You can, yeah. You can. My thing of going through Cloudflare is it's way easier if you want to set up subdomains. So, for example, if you wanted to have your community as members.tracybreyer.com or whatever your domain is, that setting that up in Cloudflare is way simpler than in GoDaddy. They just make you jump through all these security hoops.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit of a stickler with Cloudflare. It's also Cloudflare just has this protection over your domain.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good.
So look, it's not something you have to do all the time, but I've just found each time I've done it, it's been such a pain, but I eventually figured it out. So
how many?
I've got 4.
I was going to say, how many domains did you bring over?
I've got 4, but I've still got a couple more to bring over. So I took lots of photos so I can refer back to them next time as well.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, that's good. Have you got, I know you asked a question and it threw me for a 6 the other day. You've got your Reach for the Stars funnel set up, and now you've got your masterclass funnel set up?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool.
So it takes a little bit to do those, and I don't know for every promotion if it's worth doing that, but
it's not worth it to do it for anything that's Infinite Wealth, like as in the actual sign up of Infinite Wealth has to go through Infinite Wealth. I'm just having another sneeze come, sorry. But I think if it's a lead generation thing, like a masterclass or what you did setting up just a lead capture page before Infinite Wealth, because you're collecting that data and that's what's valuable long term. I know it's a pain to set up all the emails because I suppose it brings to my attention, you know, how easy it is for everybody when we do it on everyone's behalf.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was a big job too from, you know, something to consider, I think, from our side too, is I don't want to do too many different campaigns because every time we do a different one, we've got to set it up again. And to me, that's just it's not worth all the amount of work. I'd like to have something that we just ran on a regular basis. And this is a really kind of good thought or conversation that you want to have with yourself about what you create, because if you can create a lead magnet that you can continue to use and continue to somehow keep fresh and exciting, in different ways to promote the same thing, is pretty much what I would encourage people to do, rather than always be in creation mode. And it's hard because I think some personalities, some you know, business personality types love to create new things because it gives them fulfillment and excitement in what it is that they're doing. But from a tech perspective and from a building all of the automation side of things, it just creates a whole lot of extra work. So even for myself, like I have 4 lead magnets and I just rotate them on my marketing. One is on branding, one is on identity. So they're kind of the core fundamental elements of what I offer in my business. And then inside my community, I've mirrored those as sales funnels.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the best way to get into habit of is have a couple, and of course keep it fresh and exciting, and don't limit yourself to what you do, but probably, you know, give yourself maximum of 5. Otherwise you're just going to continuously be on the creation wheel. And
I absolutely agree, because when I decided to do that and set it up myself, I was like, I need to do this because I want to capture those leads for myself. So I want to have access to them. And then when I started going through the process, I'm like, whew, there's quite a bit to that. I'm not going to be doing this every time. So yeah.
I mean, it feels much more when it's new and it's you're unsure of it. Like once you do it once or twice, the reason that I kind of pushed forward to doing it this time, because I felt like it was a really good experience for everyone that's in Infinite Wealth Pro to have the experience of building a lead funnel, a masterclass lead funnel, and knowing all of the steps that need to happen with the automation piece and also with the communication piece. So just bringing you into speed, Deanne, what we're talking about here is one of the groups that Tracy and a few of the others, you'll hear me talk about Infinite Wealth Pro, which is people that are in this particular membership that have upgraded to have the Our Lotta software as part of their solution. We're running a free masterclass that will be selling a membership, and there's 90 odd members, and they all have the opportunity to promote this one masterclass, and Laura will be speaking and selling to everybody on, you know, on their behalf. The ones that are in that have Our Lotta, of course, I want their form to be collecting the data and putting it into their database. And so I suppose one of the perks is then you start to get a little array, a little portfolio of different lead magnets, being, you know, a freebie lead magnet, a masterclass lead magnet, a quiz lead magnet, and different things that we can create. And that's my aim, is to kind of get an array of 5 or 6 different lead generations and then start to just rotate them. And whether we refresh the name or we, you know, get something new and exciting that is the topic, it's going to be the same topic that we're repeating. We're just hoping that it'll get a whole new bunch of people in, or potentially stir up a bit of the sediment that's maybe sat in a group and and not heard it before, and hey, they turn up the third or fourth time.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, and one of the things that is a great thought process with that is leading those leads into a group container, whether that's a Facebook group or whether that's an Our Lotta community, or however you collect them, because a lot of the time they don't make the decision straight away. And if they can just sit in there and be dripped on over a period of time, they might, come up later. And that's another kind of really strong strategy that I think, we can go out and do all this lead generation, but we've got to continue nurturing them in some way, and putting them into a group is a great kind of leveraged way to do that.
Yeah.
Does that feed into your the course Map Out Your Customer Journey then? Is that kind of a lead in, or from a thought process? Because I wanted to ask about that, kind of what that covers. And
yeah, so all that covers, it is a lead into needing software to have the outcome of that funnel. But that course is really, a lot of people need a visual aid when they're looking at something like, I can talk about it off the back of my hand now because I've done it 1,000 times. But the first time I did it, I really had to kind of map it out on a pen and paper, or in this particular course, I use the Canva workspace or something it's called. And so it's just about knowing the steps that your customer takes and where you can improve with better communication, or with physical reach out, or if you've got a sequence of emails going out, sometimes you forget, oh shit, I've got that email sequence that goes out. That doesn't make sense now that they've done this thing. So when you map it out on a visual aid, you can start to see where you can improve the steps in that customer journey. And you can also map it into your opportunity pipeline, which once you start to use the opportunity pipeline, it kind of logically makes sense. And I've found that most people just make sense of it. But in the beginning, that can be quite daunting of, where do I even start? What stages do I even have? So before you do that, I always suggest, if you map out your customer journey, you'll have a gist after that exercise of the main stages of your lead to sale journey. And then the second one is your onboarding. So from sale to, the best steps that they can take to have the best customer experience with you.
Okay, so it really is about that, their journey through your process that you've created in Our Lotta, let's say.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
And then where perhaps, as you just said, can you improve it to either make it more slick or make it more obvious, or plug a gap, or make them react more or respond, improve your response rate and things like that.
Yes, okay. And with that Canva tool, you can put in images, which I find, so you can do a screenshot of the funnel. So you can visually remember, oh, that's that one, when you get multiples of them.
Yeah.
And you can link that image to the actual funnel. So sometimes I find I'm like, oh gosh, where's that link? What am I going to send somebody? Because I get myself into a bit of a mess. So if I have it all mapped out on an actual physical thing, or it is online, but I can just go and get the link from there.
It's a basic process flow map, which for some of my...
And I think if you've been a project manager, or you've been in that field, you're kind of really familiar with doing that. Which is probably the exclusive to us three. We're used to doing that as part of what we do as a job. Most people that come into my world aren't familiar with that whole process flow mapping. So it's a great gap finder. You can also start to measure stats. You can look at what your conversions are through each step of your customer journey, and that's really where, when you get into the semantics of what we're building, is you want to get really good at upping the conversion rate and lowering the attrition rate and all those, things. That once you start to get people, I would say once you get hundreds of people through your funnel, then you can start to really look at statistics and see how you can better word something or better convert something.
Yeah, or plug a gap that you didn't realize was there because you're too close to it.
Yeah. And I think too, when you're asking surveys and you're collecting data, which I know you shared, Deanne, or what you're doing, and the more I do it, the more I'm like, my clients really pave the way of what I create, or suppose the order at which I create those things, rather than me going, oh yeah, that seems like a really good course to do, and it just makes no sense it's not what the customer's looking for at that particular problem.
It's not their pain point at that moment.
Pain point. Yeah.
Their pain is something else.
Yeah.
So you said it uses so the course takes you each step through mapping that, and also introduces or tells you how to use Canva Workbench, does it? Is that?
Yeah. I'll give you a template to start with. So you can just go and plug in your elements to a basic funnel. Mine now, because it's endless, like you can just keep mapping for forever if you like. It is monstrous. So I've got all the different funnels that I have, and them flowing into the group, and then the content that's in the group. And so I just continued to build flows off flows, and so it's like a whole ecosystem once you really get there. I don't know whether everyone will be as obsessive with it like that, but I just love seeing it all mapped out. And
it's good for your it's good from a business point. It makes good business sense as well to have your operations well documented like that for if you plan to sell, or there's some opportunity to sell, or there's some opportunity to do something else, you've got all that operational documentation there, which is necessary.
And I use another program, Notion, to kind of document, like when I'm mapping out a course, for example. I'm like, okay, a course about this would be great. And then I'll go to Notion and I'll map out the course, and I'll just link sections of it, and I'll go, okay, well, once they get to this lesson, I want to prompt them to do this particular thing. And unless I had it mapped out visually, I kind of don't stop and think about those sorts
I'm better with pictures as well, because I can see then where something plugs in and what the implications will be. Or impact on something else.
I used to use another program called Funnelytics, which I paid for many, many years ago. It was like an early bird kind of get in while they were new, and I got a lifetime thing. And I love that because it does a similar thing. But I just felt like Canva was just so easy to use.
Canva's very easy to use.
Images, and you could bring in screenshots, and you could bring in kind of all those elements. So it became really pretty and kind of quite visually aesthetic as well. So
I used you use Notion. I'm using something called Obsidian, which uses has everything in Markdown file formats, so you can export in whatever you want. Of course, not of course, but I do use Canva a lot. And there's also something else now that you can do. Let's say flow charts or process flow diagrams or whatever you want. It's called Mermaid, mermaid.ai, I think it is. And it also natively works with Obsidian, so it gives you things in Markdown. And you can basically just type out your process flow and it creates the diagram for you. So
and I'm not attached to what you do it in. It was I think it's just a really good exercise.
There are a lot of tools you can.
I sold for a while. I was selling like a 3-piece kind of get your business mapped out thing, and that was one of the pieces, because I found like a lot of people were in their head and they kind of thought they knew what they wanted to do, but when we mapped it out, a lot of the time you're kind of like, oh, I don't really want to do that many one-on-one sessions, or I don't really want to, turn up in a group and do this. Like, so you really kind of get to, I suppose you never know what it's going to be like until it's happening and it's being run. Do you know?
Gives you an opportunity to audit what you're doing, though.
Well, yeah, audit, but also make CEO decisions, like make decisions.
Well, exactly.
On what you want to create, because I think sometimes we kind of go about these things and we create what we think people want and we think we can sell, not necessarily what makes our heart sing and is something that we won't feel like we're working a day in our life if we have to do it. Like, to me, I think if you can find that rhythm and you can find that sweet spot in what you offer, and how you offer it, so it is leveraged and it is scalable and it has all those elements, then I think you can spend a bit more time planning and you will get a lot more better results longer term, because you're building something that is a better structure.
Okay.
So that is the map your customer journey. Is that we map your customer journey? Is it that one? Yeah, I'll have a look at that. That's good.
Yeah. I did it so long ago, I couldn't even tell you exactly what's in it, but I do know I've had a couple of people say that was one of the clearest. Like, that was just, I needed to do that exercise to get started. And sometimes, people don't know what they need first, and there's quite a few steps. And I think in business, we're not always given them in the right order, or do we get them in the right order? We kind of sometimes, we don't have our branding, and then we're starting to build funnels and we're like, oh my gosh, I don't really have a clear vision of what I want to create. And so, it's a good highlight to get the steps in row. And they do kind of, if you know who you're marketing to and you know what the problems you're solving are, when it comes to creating something, it's really easy to find an exciting and tantalizing experience for somebody that as soon as you put it out there, they jump at it, because you know your audience, and when you know your brand and you know your look and you know how you're speaking to people, it kind of seems like boring work to do, and everyone hates doing it. I never have somebody jumping up and down wanting to do that element and spend that time, but once you do
it, though, really important.
It is pretty
get
cool.
The basics right, then it becomes easy. Yeah,
definitely. So, did either of you have any specific questions?
I do. The only one I do is, I was just looking at the emails from that masterclass, and the ones that are coming through for me, the links aren't working. So I've gone in to have a look to see the links, but I can't see how I can change them. Is that because it's a template coming from somewhere else?
No. So you need to set up, I think I said it in one of the videos. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. You need to set up the custom links. So there's 3 custom links that were used in that marketing component. And this is just a general marketing kind of thing. Is I have a rule of thumb is, if you're going to put a link in a newsletter or in an email that's going to go out to somebody, use a custom link, because otherwise it's not trackable. And when it's a custom link, you can also trigger an automation and move somebody in a pipeline, which I think is critical, because you know that people are kind of engaging with your stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, I was like a little fly on the wall. I get to watch what people are doing without them knowing that I can do it. And you can do really tricky things like, send text and, I saw you just on my website, you were checking this out, but you didn't buy anything. Like, what can I get you? How can I help you? That whole hovering assistant in the shop kind of a feel. So what you want to do is, there's 3 links in that. There is the link to the Facebook group.
Yep.
There's the link to opt-in to the masterclass. So the top of your opt-in funnel, whatever domain you've decided to put that under.
Yep.
And the last one, which you won't need until after the masterclass has run, and that is
The
the
replay.
page. So that would be the third step of your funnel.
Yeah.
Once you have the replay, we can upload the replay in there, and then you can mark it to the replay of the masterclass. We may say mark it to the replay for 30 days in the Facebook group and kind of use that as the squeeze, which I think will be a smarter way. But I think after that 30 days and once that group's shut, then you can still use that funnel and drive traffic to it and just drive traffic to the replay. It will depend on how Laura delivers the work, like the actual masterclass. If it's quite non-time descriptive, but I think she's going to do the prices going up and some date closures, which is going to make it not evergreen after that point. But it's a great consideration. Once again, all these things, it's like when creating something, it's great to create it so that afterwards it can be evergreen. But unfortunately, I think when you're doing something launch wise, you do want to squeeze people to a timeline or to a closing, doors are closing moment where they make a decision to get on or off the train. And I think if you don't do that, you can do that in the page that the replay is sitting in, but it's never as effective in my experience. I've seen people attempt it and they do a pretty good job, but a live event will always get higher conversions than a replay. But you will get sales and you will get people watching replays because people are not always available when they're live. I often register knowing I won't
me too.
live, but I watch the replay. Most of the time I'm just scoping out competition or I'm scoping out what somebody's doing to get a understanding of what they're talking about. But, there are things that I've bought from in the replay. So totally doable.
Okay, so I'll get my 3 links, but then how do I update it? Because when I go to the template, I can't see how I can alter that at all.
You want to share screen? And
Okay, so if I go to the templates, go into the first one. So what I obviously need to alter is like the link here and that. So how do I access that?
Hover over the text. So click here to register text, for example. Go up to the chain icon. And then click on the little tag icon to the right. Go to, you don't have trigger links yet. So once you have trigger links set up, then you'll be able to go to trigger. There will be another option underneath that.
Do that. Trigger links.
Trigger links. Just there, trigger links in the middle of the screen.
Okay.
Yep. So add a link. So you'll give it a name and you put a link that you want it to go to.
Okay. So let's say masterclass.
So here's a good naming convention that I would say is have whatever the masterclass is. So for this one, it's IIYC or whatever, something like that. And then go opt-in in capital letters.
Capital, come on, apps.
To masterclass or something like that.
Okay.
And then you would put your URL link to the top of your opt-in funnel.
Do I have to do the HTTP thing?
Yes. And I would recommend not typing it in, but going actually to the link, copy and pasting it from the URL. So it's 100%, there's no typing errors or anything like that, because this would lose you a sale if this link was broken, for example.
Okay. But I'll double check it all, but so let's go to S. Okay, and then once my link is created, then I can go into where the heck were my emails?
In the same place in marketing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
and then emails. Templates, yeah, perfect.
All right. Okay. I was waiting for a pop-up or something to come up so I could, like, like pop up on the side to edit it, but it's not. It's here. Okay.
Yeah.
So click here to register. So I just need to do that and do my trigger link. Right. Okay.
And so the reason that I say label them super clearly, things like the opt-in to the Reach for the Stars and then the link to the Facebook group after they've opted in, like you don't want to get them mixed up. Like links are pretty key. But once you've done it, the final step would be click on the 3 dots next to the preview button, top right hand, and send test to yourself. So I always go the last point, once I've checked everything, I've done all the links, I send it to myself, I make sure I click on every single link and make sure it goes to the right place.
Yeah.
Because there's no forgiveness. Once you send it out and it doesn't have a link,
yeah, exactly.
What do they say? Test twice or measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Same theory.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I'll go through and I'll check all of those, and that's pretty straightforward. It's just there's so many things, isn't there? You got to have your triggers, you got to have your workflows, you got to have your opportunities. It's just like
It is well, and you have to just like right now it's super new. Once you've done this 3 or 4 times, you'll be like, oh, got this like the back of my hand, and you'll probably just clone an existing one and you'll just go and change it all to what you need. So I think that will be probably your next thing, is actually creating your own masterclass that you run, that you drive traffic to, and now
I've
got all the templates to make that happen.
I really got to pull my finger out and start working on my own stuff. I'm just spending so much time on the LiveGood stuff, which is fine. Like it all benefits me. So, I want to get that right, but that's the next piece I've got to, I guess this is all a big learning curve at the moment too. And you're right. Once I know those, it'll make it so much easier when I do my own. So
yeah. And these are critical. Like these skill sets, like it's going to be critical to how quickly you get your own masterclass up and running.
Correct.
You'd be flapping around like a wet fish if you didn't have that experience prior to. So as annoying as it is, and as a slowing down as it is, I get it. Like I think you do need to do your own thing because it will drive more revenue than anything else. But I think hopefully this sort of thing will get
amazing. And the best thing for me, Rochelle, is having your support. Our Lotto is amazing, and your support to assist with every step of the way is just it's vital, really important.
And I also know from experience, a few months' time, you'll be like telling me how you don't do it. Like Felita did on the call the other day, which I loved. I was like, so she just took over and said, well, actually, when I did it, it was this. And I think, that's what happens is you will, fly with it. So
no, this is awesome.
And Deanne did the same thing. Like I was like, I've not built anything like your funnel. I'm like super impressed. I'm like, love it. When my little chickens grow up and they leave the nest. Love it. It's very good. Awesome.
I have a couple of questions if Tracy's done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to share my screen if that's all right. Okay. I just want to check, Rochelle, looking at the where am I looking? At the learning page. I've got this. Should this be open for me?
No, it's open next door. Oh, no, maybe not. What is that?
Visibility, consistent something. Oh, coming soon? Is that why? That why?
I haven't unlocked it for anyone yet.
Okay, so it's not just me.
I think it's just about using the I had a course that I did in Trello that was mapping out 30 days of content. And I wanted to translate that to our Lotta and using the scheduler.
Okay. And because this the Our Lotta Academy, should that should that be open to me, or should
Yes,
these be
it is
open to
open.
me?
Yep, that's open
Because
to
it
you.
has a lock thing there.
Yeah, it just means it's a private channel. So
I see.
if
Okay,
you
okay,
didn't
okay.
have access to it, you wouldn't see it.
Okay, that's perfect then. Okay, understand. And then I just wondered, talking here about these APIs, workflows now collect to these APIs and this email function. Is that something that you could just quickly explain what those are? Just, I mean, I can read them anyway or watch them, but just wondered if it was something you could just give a quick overview of what those
Yeah,
are
sure.
and what they mean.
So the first one, the Meta API, we're second in the queue to have the Meta API opened for high level, which means that we will be able to auto message people that follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
On Facebook. Okay, okay.
So that's going to currently ManyChat does it, and it's kind of an only ManyChat feature, but they're talking days that will be
Okay.
available to us.
Okay. I
And
don't you do
after
anything
that
with
call, they prioritized it even further because so many people commented and said how much they wanted it. So that link is just to every week they do a what's coming and what's in the pike of new development. So I usually watch it on double time and just try and skim out of it what is relevant to my audience, because a lot of it's just like they updated this, which you will see when you go in there. There's always things changing. I'm like, oh, that's totally different last time, and sometimes somebody will ask me a question and I'll be giving an answer and it's on the old layout off the back of my head and I haven't been in since it's been changed. So that happens too. And the other, what was the other one?
high level workflows now connect 300.
Oh, yes. So
thing?
Mari asked me that question and I went to check it and I can't remember whether it's in an automation, but basically with there's a really known kind of remarketing of emails. So if you send out an email and it doesn't get opened, you can send another email the next day with a different subject to encourage people to open it. So there is a wait stop that you put in and it says wait until it's opened. If it's not opened, then send it again and you can change the subject and you can change so the email is exactly the same email. You just tantalizing them with a different line.
Right.
If you ask ChatGPT, it'll give you a variation of it. Look, I find sometimes those things are great, but a lot of the time I just won't have got around to reading my emails and then I'm going to send the email twice and it's not always the greatest theory.
Yeah.
However, I suppose if it gets it opened, you got to give it kudos for that. But I think too, people, I don't know, they're aware that there's these sorts of tactics that happen. So I would just use it lightly.
Yeah.
My experience. And I think too, a lot of the time, I'm saying the same stuff on repeat all the time. Hopefully, one of the times somebody's going to probably listen to it when it's relevant or something's happened in their business that's changed it. Yeah. But I think resending it within a 24-hour period, it is a very known industry thing to do. So when they put that as a function, I was like, oh, that's handy to know that you can. And that would just mean that on every automation that you set up, you would need to put those extra resend steps.
Yeah.
And if they open it, they just go straight through to wait till the next email goes out. But if they don't open it, then you get a chance to open
resend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
email marketing is a funny one. Like it still works, and I think it works way more than people give it credit. Like people try and write it off to say, "Oh, it's dead," but it's so alive, and it's
It's
so
not
much.
dead. I think it's the as a as someone on the receiving end, I think you also need to curate quite closely who you are receiving emails from, because you can get so much stuff that it becomes overload, and you can't swim through the multitude of things in your inbox. So then as a responsible receiver, you're unsubscribing and you're really honing in on the things that you do want to be, or that you are really interested in, and that you do want to get information on. So I think there's a certain amount of that as well. And then
I think too, Gmail has just launched, and I don't know if either of you use Gmail, but they've just launched in the last couple of weeks an unsubscribe at the top of the when you're going through your email. So it's so easy to unsubscribe. So now I'm like, I unsubscribe a lot more to things that annoy me.
Yeah, me too.
And I keep things obviously that I'm wanting to maintain a connection, or wanting to continue to stay on the pulse of. But yeah, I think that will become more and more too, is that a lot of these programs that are coming out that go and sift through your emails and pull out relevant stuff and auto reply on things. Like I think that will have an impact, but it's still a really great direct way. I find events are the highest converting response rate in emails. So actually putting an event in your community calendar, it's a really simple email that goes out, but so many people click on it and register for the event and then put it into their calendar, that it's just, to me, it's like money, you know. And you know, if you do something like that in Facebook, like crickets, you don't see anyone.
No.
So
Well, I don't do, my audience isn't,
no, yours
Facebook isn't my place, neither is Instagram. So it's a different audience there. But I can see how that would be useful for certain businesses. It's not where mine hang out.
For the masterclass, I created my post in my Facebook page, but then I've also created an event as well. And then that just gets shared out. So I'm hoping that that might be helpful in sharing it further. I didn't even mean to do it. You know, Facebook automatically says, do you want to create an event? And I accidentally did it. And I went, oh, well, I'll leave it there. It might help also.
Yeah. And I think like you just got to try these things, because I don't know, Facebook can be like, it can really go about hiding whatever you're trying to put out there. And then when you do something, it's like, well, that really worked, like got round the whole.
So their algorithms are impossible to figure out as well, because LinkedIn's the same. Their algorithms are, you just have no clue. You have no clue,
and they're very driven to drive buying behavior. They're not driven for a popularity contest or exposure, which is what we're all trying to get for nothing. And they're like, nope, we don't want you. We want someone who's going to buy something. So that's the key. And I think I kind of get it. It's a business, but I also get frustrated by it because
it's they're not there to help they're there to help their own business, not anybody else's.
Yeah, and then they lock you out and they tie
you
your hands behind your back.
I've been locked out again. So on the weekend they shut me down twice. Both times I got it reinstated, but they blocked me from commenting for a week. So that's why I've had to find some creative ways to do some marketing, because I can't comment on any posts for the next week. I actually think what it is I think someone's been trying to hack my account. And when they've tried to hack my account, it's set off the AI bots with Facebook, and they're looking into it for me, but I'm not hopeful that they'll do anything to actually help me.
No.
That's one of my lead magnets. Why I'm not friends with Facebook.
Oh, honestly, seriously, I have a love-hate relationship with them.
Oh, I hate it. I'm like, it made me so much money, but it drove me absolutely nuts, because I was like, oh my God, I can only make money if I spend more money. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
I'm I teeter on the days where I'm like, oh, I could run ads like again, because you can really control your leads and you can really control who clicks on your stuff. But gee, it's just like a cavernous, you can, once you start spending,
I
it's
know,
very
and I,
easy
I
to
did it
keep
again
spending.
today. I set up an ad today for that same reason. I can't comment for a week. I want to get the most out of this masterclass, and I'm like, I might be wasting my money, but I just set up a little ad to run because I can't use Facebook properly to market at the moment.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
that's exactly the behavior they're trying
Yeah,
to create.
yeah, exactly.
Like, well, if you pay for it, you can have you can have all the traffic you want. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Greedy buggers.
Well, we just got to get
Not
creative.
like he doesn't have enough money, is it?
No. No. It's a sad story to just
Let's not go. Let's not go down there. Let's
yeah,
not go
yeah.
down that path.
So we're all on there. We're still using it. We should all just boycott it.
I don't, the only reason I use Facebook is to keep tabs on my nieces and nephews and great nieces and great nephews and where they are in the world and what they're doing, and that's it. That's the only reason.
And it does keep you in contact. Like
and
I
a
haven't
couple
caught up.
and it's a couple of genealogy groups because I do a lot of family research genealogy. So
Yes,
but
that's it. So I caught up with a friend when I was down in Sydney who I went to kindergarten with, and I went all through primary school, high school, and I hadn't seen her in years. Her mum and my mum used to work together, and so my mum and her mum catch up quite often, but I'd not seen Lee for a long time. But I knew everything about her life. She's like, oh yeah, you follow it, like, oh, well, you put it on Facebook, so it comes up on my feed. Like, I was asking her about things. She's like, wow, you like really know. I'm like, yeah,
but you're the one that's putting everything out there. It's not difficult not to know when you live your life through that platform.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I love about it, though. Like I've been in the supermarket before, and I've seen these kids, and I'm like, oh, I know those kids, and they go, oh, that is my friend that I haven't seen since before she had children. That's her children because I know them from Facebook. Where is she? It's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Crazy. Well, that just shows you how
that aspect.
People put so much of their lives on that platform. And then they complain about privacy.
Yeah, there is no privacy.
No. Well, if you put your life on something like on a platform like that, then don't talk about privacy because you're the one that's putting it out there. I put
stuff on there, and privacy. What's that?
Yeah, I don't put anything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
world.
That was those were just my questions, just asking about those things. So,
all right. Well, if there's nothing else, we can round up for the day. I will
I'm going to have some breakfast.
Yeah, you can have some breakfast. I'll have some. Who's flown in.
Breakfast time for you, dinner time for you. It's mid-afternoon for me, so in a little while.
Where are you, Tracy?
I'm in Perth, so the other side of the country. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I love that. I just love that. What we just spoke about, how we're awesome. All over. I've just been in Sydney. Now I'm in Brisbane. I was traveling in the car last week. I'm like, this is the perfect life. Living.
Well, I've just finished working with a client in the US, and some days at the end of some weeks I'd think, okay, now which countries have I spoken to this week? UK, Canada, US, Germany, New Zealand, Australia, this, that, and I've got, I could speak to 5 countries in one day, and I'm sitting here. So it's, but that's been my life for over 20 years. So it's not new for me.
It still boggles my brain though, and I catch up with old friends like I did, and I was talking about what I do for a living, and she's just like, wow, that's a really unusual career, like, but it's just so in my little bubble. Everyone does it, like, It's such
But
a-
it's same for me. Well, it's not unusual. Everyone does it. This is the
Yeah.
way that my industry functions. So it's not
yeah,
rocket science. It's just normal.
it is. Yeah.
Well, it's
It's
my
like foreign
normal.
for other people. Like it's not until I go and meet people that aren't in my
Yeah,
world
they
that I
don't.
realize
Not in
that
that
it's quite
space.
unusual what I do, and it's quite
Yeah.
niched in this really random.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
thank you, everybody. Do you
Yeah.
have any? Are you expecting any other a lot of clients from my part of the world to be starting to join us on a Monday morning, Rochelle? Because
I
you
have
said you had a few, but
yeah, I've got another lady. She actually just sent me a message saying she couldn't make it today, and she's in the UAE at the
okay.
moment, but
Yeah.
she's probably in South Africa, I think. And so, and then
And that's
she's
same
back to
time zone
Australia.
as me then, South
Yeah,
Africa.
she's kind of all over.
But if she's in the UAE, I hope she's
that
safe
wouldn't be
because
Yeah,
she might not be getting out.
no.
It depends where she is. She might not be getting out for a while because
Yeah.
airspace is closed and
Yeah.
Dubai airport's
Yeah.
closed and yeah.
Not not fun.
Unless you can
Well,
walk
I'll have a look at that
out.
web book,
Please.
Tracy, and
Yeah, I've just put a message in the Telegram thread in our admin one there for you because there's that. And there's also that link for Jenny so she can pay her annual fee, but she needs the $77 one.
oh, I gave her that. Oh, she's
Oh.
messaged me personally.
Oh, did she? Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
so I gave her
That's done.
the
Perfect.
coupon code. I can give the coupon code to you too, so you've got it. That's probably I'll just reply to you anyway in
Okay.
that chat so that you've got it. But yeah, I didn't think about that because it went at 880, and I think somebody was on 77 and went to 880, but
Oh.
they didn't say anything, so I've just left it.
Okay, yeah, but it's in the Telegram thread. If you don't mind, just send that one for me.
Okay.
That will be
All
great.
right, I'll do those now.
Perfect. And I'll see you tomorrow. Will you be on our call tomorrow?
I will be, yes. I
Okay.
can only do half an hour, but I will be there for that half an hour.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you. See you next time, dear.
Have a good
Bye.
afternoon. See